Hi, I'm Amitha Balachandra. Now, we're talking about COVID cases rising every single day across the country, and there is that surge. You're looking at the peak there. We're talking about second wave, we're talking about healthcare crisis, but we must also talk about its impact on education. Now, over the last couple of days, we've seen a number of boards either cancel or postpone examinations. CBSE, for instance, cancelled class 10 board exams, but postponed class 12 exams. ICSE did the same. We saw a number of state governments, whether it was Maharashtra or Goa, postpone class 10 and 12 examinations. Bangalore University, for instance, has also done the same for UG and PG students. However, some colleges in Karnataka, in Bengaluru, are going ahead with exams. There's a lot of uncertainty, and this is not boding well for students at this point who are having to face a lot of anxiety and stress. BTU, for instance, clarified on Wednesday, saying that the ongoing examinations held for first semester undergraduate engineering students shall continue as per academic requirement. They've also said that semester classes will begin from the 19th of May. We personally confirmed this with the Vice Chancellor of VTU, who said that exams are on. Christ University, in the meantime, which was supposed to have exams from the 5th of May, Vice Chancellor of Christ University has told us, we reached out to him personally. He said that they're thinking of pushing it. There is no decision that's been made yet, and perhaps a decision will come in the next couple of days. Additionally, they're also thinking of different possibilities, perhaps making it online with stricter measures. However, there is still a lot of uncertainty. So we're going to find out from students of Bengaluru who are joining us right now to talk about this uncertainty, what the last 1 year has been like for them, what impact has COVID had on education, and how it's impacting their future plans at this point, and what the demands are. Dhruv Jatti joins us, who's the president of Bangalore student community. He's going to bring in the point of view of students from different colleges. A student of Christ University, who's in her final year humanities, joins us. She's asked us not to take her name, and we will not be doing that. Manu, who's a first year BE student from one of the VTU colleges, also joins us at this point to bring in the VTU perspective. I thank all of you to give us your time. Dhruv, I'm going to come straight to you with this question on the letter that's sent by the Bangalore student community to the Chief Minister. Have you received any response at all? And if you could also tell us what this uncertainty is doing for different students and what their demands are.
So I'll just begin with what universities are saying. Initially, what happened was that you had these universities. So first you had the government order that came out, which said that educational institutes should be shut till the 4th of May. Post that, you had VTU release a circular on the 21st of this month, where they stated that examinations will continue and necessary measures, etc., will be taken for the conduct of examinations. But the same very day, that circular had vanished from their website. The universities are very confused. It's a major issue for students. Now, let's bring in the perspective of students, outstation students. I'll just give you an example. I have a friend who's in a neighboring country, studies in Christ, but her parents are not letting her come and give the examinations. And considering how she has placements in picture and she has a job offer as well, that's not going to in fact help in any way, because if she doesn't give these examinations, she's not going to be eligible for any of that. Now, talking about VTU students have been asking for the cancellation of examinations for a very long time. It's something that they've had close to about, I think, 20 to 30 Twitter storms, like on a weekly basis. But the issue is the pro vice chancellor, who is also the deputy chief minister of Karnataka, has not listened to any of these issues. He hasn't addressed even a single concern of VTU. The main head of VTU, who is the governor of Karnataka, has been approached on this issue. He's yet to give a final call on whether these examinations should take place or not. But my gut feeling is that within these next 3-4 days, we will have clarity on whether these exams will take place. The only issue is that Christ is one university that is surviving on loopholes. They planned on having these exams post May 5th, while the restriction said that it was till May 4th. So they're surviving on these small loopholes that are there in the system. So that's something that should be noted as well.
But the Vice Chancellor, and I want to point this out again, has said that that could be postponed as well. However, they could even take it online. But like you said, there's a lot of uncertainty. So I want to go across to the final year prize student here. If you can tell us what is the demand right now of university students, because right now there is uncertainty. We don't know whether the exams are going to happen from the 5th of May or whether it's going to be online. Do you want exams online or do you want them to be postponed?
Um, Students at the Christ University want exams to be held online because for the last 2 semesters, all our education has been online. All our continuous internal assessments have been held online. Our last two end semester exams have also been held online. So I think in this scenario where things are rapidly getting worse, universities like Christ that have the resources, the structures, and the prior experience to hold online exams should conduct exams online so that they don't overburden the already collapsing healthcare system that we're seeing today.
Also, if you can tell us how the last 1 year has been, because we last year we were talking about perhaps the fact that this year could be better, but it's gotten worse with the second wave. So, if you can tell us how the last 1 year has been, and whether you can afford to sort of miss more, whether you can afford to have these exams postponed at all.
So from the perspective of a final year student, we can't afford to have these exams postponed because, as Drew pointed out as well, a lot of us have, gotten admission into master's programs, whether in India or outside. We have job offers. So May is actually already it's pushing it quite a bit. And the last 1 year, it's been it's been stressful, I think, both for students and for professors, right? Getting used to a completely different mode of education. Um, Campus classes are more than just classes. There's a lot of other activities on campus, and I'm pretty sure all students have been missing out on that. But they also understand the times that we're living in, and also realize that Christ has done its best to sort of make the process smooth for us. We had a lot of our tests that moved online. So it has been a challenge, but I think the key to overcoming that has been empathy from both sides, from faculty as well as from students.
I also want to bring in Manu here. Manu, if you can tell us how anxious are parents at this point? What are your parents telling you?
According to my parents, they're telling that just don't. If it's your wish, and they're feeling so worried because in this condition, it's not good to write exams. As you all know that compared to previous year, this phase is the second phase is too worse, and for and our officials, our VT officials are not responding at all. Even we are students are struggling a lot, and many of them have tweeted them and messaged them, and we have tried to call them also. They're not responding for us. Even they're not telling that you have to write exams. Just they are muted themselves, and it is not good thing for students.
So you want the exams to happen now, or do you want to
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't want now because there is no hurry to write exams. It's not good, no. So we are telling we don't want to cancel exams, but only we want to postpone them. We want to attend them, not now.
Dhruv, I want to bring you in here because Manu here is a first year student. So first year and second year students can afford to say this, but what about final year students, right? What are you hearing from people within the community and especially peers who have a lot of plans ahead, but everything's stuck at this point?
Yeah, so there are two spectrums to this. Let me bring this into perspective. Students of Christ are able to ask for online, exams to be held for the third year students because they have that facility. But when we talk about VTU, that's not available for every single VTU college, right? Because some of them are run by the government and they're just not able to conduct it online because they don't have the resources to. But however, while compared to the first wave, when we had like a decent number of final year students saying that we want these examinations to be held irrespective, this time it's very different. All of them are on the same page. They don't want these examinations to be conducted, especially in the month of May, because the technical advisory committee has said clearly that May is going to be the peak. So the government should just listen to the advisory committee and postpone these examinations to June, so that there is some sort of relief that is given. This is for VTU. Meanwhile, for Christ, since just like how the student had mentioned earlier, an unidentified student, that they have been on the online sort of system for a while. So it's a very clear sort of a request from their end to have the examinations as well online. And Christ is known for its sort of strict procedures. They were very strict with their last examination as well. So I'm sure they can conduct these examinations online. It's not too much of an issue. It's just that students need to begin voicing their opinions a bit more freely between these universities. And another thing, like you had mentioned earlier, is that most universities have stopped these examinations. It's just these couple of ones that are in fact yet to give a call. So it's important that all students throughout the state are treated equally at the same time.
Will there be another representation from the community to the government?
We are going to assess the situation in the next 2 days, considering like how I had mentioned earlier, 2 circulars were taken down yesterday. So we're expecting some relief for the students. If we don't see any progress, then we will be sending another representation. We are working with a couple of other student organizations as well who are in the same picture. So we're trying to help them sort of come up with creative methods of putting this point across to both the governor, deputy chief minister, as well as Christ University administration.
I also want to ask a quick question to the Christ University student. If you can tell us, if you can bring in perspective of your peers as well. Have you been studying to just get done with the exams, or you actually studying to perform well, considering there's so much stress and anxiety this time?
I think it depends again, student to student. Some students would view studying as an escape from their anxiety or from the stress or from the situations around us. So they might devote more energy to their academics. For some students, it would have reached a point where they just want to graduate and move on. So I don't think there's a common experience in this regard, but there definitely has been a lot of stress among the student community with regards to the uncertainty around exams, and a lot of families of students have had positive cases. A lot of our faculty is also positive. So in that situation, devoting time and mind space to academics is a challenge.
All right. So the common consensus that's come at right now is the fact that there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety, and this uncertainty is just not working. So exams must be postponed or at least made online for some students who are demanding this. At least Christ University is demanding this. We don't know whether that will happen. A decision could come in today or in the next couple of days. And hopefully another representation will also go in to the government if that doesn't happen. But for now, this is where we're going to leave it. Thank you so much for joining us.